don't know what point of your journey that you are in now, but don't quit. Just don't quit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ezine, and it's nice to see you guys again. It's been a minute, but I'm back like I never left. As I was filming my first tutorial back for the channel, it felt like I was starting all over again just because of the break that I took. Yeah, and I was just thinking of like what I wish I knew before like I had started my channel 2 years ago. In thinking through that, I just wanted to make a video on what I wish I knew before I started my sewing journey. So here are 5 things I wish someone told me before I started my sewing journey. Before we begin, just a little backstory. I started learning to sew in 2017 when I was still in school. I was in my fourth year of university at the time when I decided I wanted to learn to sew, and I couldn't start going to fashion school at the time. And because I was already like enrolled in a school, I had to make the most of what was available to me, which was the internet. So most of my resources I got from YouTube, Pinterest, Google, and other sewing blogs. And so that's just been my journey. Of course, I did transition into reading textbooks and taking few courses here and there to get me to where I am right now. But at the time of my starting, all I did learn from was the internet. And I'm saying this just to give you a little context of the things I would be saying. The first thing I wish I knew would be that in order for me to make clothes, I would need to learn more than just sewing. And here's what I mean. So because I did a lot of alterations with my hands on my already made clothes, I thought that to know how to make clothes, all I needed to do was just learn how to cut the clothes and just learn how to use a sewing machine, and that's all. But on starting my sewing journey, I realized that I had to learn things like pattern drafting. I had to learn more about fabrics, different notions, different sewing machines, different even body shapes, color theory, and so much more. And so much more. And I would need all these little bits of knowledge to make one clothes. I just thought, oh, just cut the clothes and sew it together. But now there's so much, like just so much more knowledge of things that you would have to know in order to be able to put a garment together from scratch, especially if you want to make it from scratch yourself and you want to make it well. There's so much more that you would have to learn. The second thing I wish I knew was that there are different methods to do a particular thing. So let's say, for example, to fix a zipper, people use different methods to do this. And because I had no one guiding me, when I would watch different YouTube videos, I would keep on wondering like, this person did this person did that, this person did this. And I was so confused. I would be like, who is the right person and who is the wrong person? Know that you can use different methods to achieve the thing. So if you see one person use A, use one person, see another person use B, see another person use C, it's okay. Okay, so you just have to be open to find different methods out and then picking which one works best for you. And the third thing would be to try to do the hard thing. So when I first started sewing, I would always just try to do simple DIY projects, and I wouldn't want to do the difficult things. I would see like making trousers, making complicated things, a shirt, and I would be running away. What was I running for? One day I just decided I'm going to try and do this thing because someone else is making it. So I mean, it's not impossible, right? And so in pushing myself to do harder things, I started learning more and more and progressing fast. Just keep trying to do the hard things. If you see a hard design, try to do it. Even if you fail at doing it, there will be so much that you'd learn during the making process that would help you and build your confidence. So don't always just stay with the things you've learned already. Try, if you see a harder design, try to do it. Something more complicated, try to do it. Even if you fail, you've learned from it. Don't think of failing as failing, think of it as learning what not to do. So you either learn what to do or you learn what not to do. Either ways, you are learning. Okay. The fourth thing I wish I knew is start reading sewing books as early on in your process. So when I started learning to sew, because I thought all I needed to learn was just make how to make this garment, how to make that garment, how to make that garment. And then by the time I know how to make all the individual garments, I would be an expert at sewing. I didn't understand that there were other things I had to learn in order to sew. And if I had just started reading sewing books earlier, most of the mistakes I was making, I wouldn't have made them. Because YouTube videos, they just, once someone is making a YouTube video, they're making a video for that particular style of clothes, right? They're not trying to impact all the world sewing knowledge into you. But textbooks are actually trying to do that. Lots of sewing books, they are trying to educate you and impact as much knowledge as they can on sewing. And so if I had started reading books early on in my sewing journey, I would have not made so many mistakes that I did. Because these books, they take you through a chronological system of learning where you start from the most basic things to the most advanced things. And they also teach you all the little tips and tricks, things you need to know, all the basics, all the fundamentals of sewing, which is very key and important to sewing. And you might not get all those things through YouTube. Now, I'm not saying YouTube isn't a great place to learn. It is, but I just wish that I had started reading books earlier on in my journey so that it would help me to understand the fundamentals and the basics of sewing. Fifth and final thing that I wish I knew was that the YouTube videos with the most views don't always have the most accurate information. Because YouTube was my primary source of getting information at the time, when I would just come and search for something online, I would think like the first videos, the videos with the highest views had the most accurate information, whilst videos with like 20 views, 100 views, they had bad information. That's why they didn't get views. Yeah, that's not how YouTube works. Okay, like anybody can post anything on YouTube, and any video can be popular. YouTube is open to anybody. You've got DIY channels, you've got people that are actual professionals, you've got people that sew as a hobby, people that sew for fun, just anybody, right? But as someone who was trying to learn to sew, I was looking for people that would do something and do it in a way that I would be able to replicate it for my own self, irrespective of the size and the shape or whatever. Not just for me to follow them step by step. I needed to understand why you do what you're doing, so that in the case that, oh, I need to replicate this for someone else who is a different body size, can I do that as well? You can scroll down, watch videos that have 10 views, watch videos that have 20 views. They might have what you're looking for, they might have actual accurate information. The way YouTube and the algorithm works is their own thing. But just know that because you're trying to learn something, just remove views, remove even language. Sometimes I watched videos that were not in English and they were good. The most important thing is getting the most education out of it. And I would suggest that you watch at least 5 videos on a particular topic and just see what they are doing in common, what they are doing differently, so that you can choose what to do and what not to do based on all the knowledge that you've received. And finally, this isn't part of the things I wish I knew, but I would just like to tell myself or anybody in their starting stage not to quit. I don't know what point of your journey that you are in now, but don't quit. Just don't quit. Even if it's hard, it's tough, it's difficult, it's frustrating, you don't understand what to do, you don't know what you don't know, don't quit. And also, I'll be leaving a list of recommended books that I have read in the description below, so you can check that out if you're interested. Now, I know the things that I've said, some might relate to it, some might not relate to it, but these are based specifically on my own experience. I'm giving my past self advice from the future. Now, if you relate to anything that I've said, give this video a thumbs up. If you have anything you wish you would have known before you start your own sewing journey, you can leave this in the comment section. I would love to hear everything you have to say. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can also leave that in the comment section as well. If you know anybody that will find this video helpful, you can share it to them. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.